Alrighty, good morning, people. How's it looking on y'all's end as far as the video, audio, all that good stuff? So I'm starting to get some error messages. Looks kind of grainy on my end. How about y'all? Good morning. Um, okay. Stream is good, audio and video good. Okay. All right. Hopefully it's just a little glitch between the internet and the house. So um, let's get. There we go. There we go. Alrighty. Good morning, everybody. Let's see. Had to reboot. Yeah. Okay. All right. Cool. So good morning to Night Owl, Rune, Dana, Ronald, Bears Back, G Key Man. See the Mad Hatter. Good morning. Everybody's here. Everybody, we got a good crowd in here. Well, Dana, you know I have been known to break cameras before, just with my shatteringly handsome self. Oh, anyway, glad everybody's here on this Saturday morning. I know I think pretty much all of you were here yesterday. So good to see you here again this morning. Yesterday was kind of fun. Doing something a little bit later in the afternoon. The Australian crowd, I think it was still too early for them to tune in. I know Pocket Women's got a lot going on right now. She commented that she's not going to be able to come to any lives, at least for like another week or so. But, it was good to be in the afternoon yesterday. We had plenty of fun with the super glue. And which by the way is finally worn off of my fingers now. So we I'm not gonna use any super glue for pick handles anytime soon. I do want to try to make maybe a little more substantial pick handle. Just because I want to try different ones. And then some of these picks I'm going to leave without handles on them, just to put together in like a little emergency kit. To have one in the house, have one in the car. Of course, I always carry my pocket kit with me. That goes with me pretty much every day. Don't leave home without it. And, but occasionally, I do walk out without it, or there may be a situation. I was thinking specifically the other day, I was on my front porch, and Socks has learned how to, she can open pretty much any lever handle door, and normally the front door stays dead bolted, so I'm not worried about her opening the front door whenever I'm not home. But if I am at home and she manages to mash the lock button on the inside, and I'm standing on the front porch and don't have my keys or picks with me, that could be inconvenient. So I do have a small set of picks that I keep in the car, which the car has a numerical keypad to unlock it, so I can get into it without a key. But I'm thinking, just keep something like that around, keep it handy, just in case if the cats lock me out. Let's see. Good morning, Brian. Glad you're here. Yeah, Dana, she's a very, very smart kitty. She's probably one of the smartest cats I've ever known. And so that's why I think tomorrow I'm going to work on a project to something for them, either a new toy or something. I don't know. I got to figure out something to where they can stay entertained, um, and you know, keep from getting too bored. A hide key. Yeah. See, I don't really like the hide keys. And reason being is that you have to be very, very careful where you put them. You know, if you have it anywhere near the door, that's someplace that somebody would look for it. So like, if I were to have one, which I probably never will, I would probably mount it somewhere like on the back side of the shop, or actually underneath, like in the crawl space or something, someplace where I could get to it, but not have it visible and not have it be anywhere around something that it, you know, that the key could open up. Um, you know, there are ways to do it, but I just don't trust them. Just don't. Yeah. Mm-mm. Um. Okay. Yeah. I may do that. I've got some plastic jars could fill with treats. Put a couple holes in there. Yeah. I could do that. That's a good idea. Yeah. Now I used to have. I used to keep a spare key to my old truck in my locker at work. That way I could, whenever I would lock myself out, I knew I could get into, get into work because they could buzz me through, and I could get my key out of the locker. That came in handy several times actually. Um, but yeah, cat activity. Yeah, I need something like that, but I don't know. Aloysius is the one who really, really enjoys toys. He plays like he's, still a kitten. He'll turn anything into a toy, and he will play with it for hours. And I mean, it's so cute to watch, so fun, and and then he'll get tired of it after a while and leave it alone. Socks likes things that she can destroy. Um, anything she can tear apart and tear up and kick and scratch and bite, she loves that. Um, Bernoulli will do anything for something with catnip in it, and Diogenes just, I don't know, he's kind of the weird one of the group. He just kind of wants to be left alone. Um, I call him my emo kitty because he's kind of like an emo kid, just dark and brooding and wants to be left alone all the time. Um, but yeah, I mean, I might do something. I would love to get a one of those exercise wheels. Either get one or make one. I don't know if I have the carpentry skills to build one myself. Um, Although it would be fun to see. Um, it would be fun to see the attempt. But I think that would be really, really useful for them. Um, let's look at what Night Owl posted here. Cat activity brain mover. Okay. Huh. That looks pretty cool. Yeah. I'll look at that further. Thank you, Night Owl. Um, so yeah. Um, let's see. The heater seems to be working fairly well. We still haven't come up with a name quite yet. I like a few of the suggestions. Um, as far as the heater, names for it. And I'm glad that I went ahead and bought it now, because I know that when it starts getting cold later in the year, I'll be ready to go with it. And it actually has just a plain fan mode, which when I'm running the air conditioner, I think that'll help really circulate the cooler air in here. Because that was an issue I was having last year. I would have to run the air conditioner at full blast for several days for it to get nice and comfortable in here. And I think with a good high powered fan, that'll help a little bit. I don't know how it'll do on electricity, but we'll see. We'll see. Um, yeah, Dana. You really don't want to. Of course, it's against the log sport rules. You don't pick any logs that are in use, even if they do belong to you, just because you might break something. It's entirely possible, and I know that. But I also have the stuff to replace it if I do break it. So I would feel a little more comfortable doing that. Obviously, the big news of the week is I submitted all my application and fees and everything to go take my locksmith licensing test, which the next step is to wait for them to get the background check and basically process the application and approve it, and then they'll assign me a testing date. And I'm hoping that they'll be able to assign me the one that's in May if they're not already booked up for it. They just posted that testing date within the last 2 or 3 weeks, I think. So hopefully it's not full already. But fingers crossed, that's what we're going for. And yesterday, it got locked out. Just buy a new house if you get locked out. Yeah. That's sort of how I am with cars. How I used to be, if you get a flat tire or run out of gas, then, might as well buy a new car. I've learned a lot, though. I can do better than that now. But yeah, interesting thing happened yesterday. When I actually went to go buy that heater, because I came that close to not getting it. It was rather expensive. It actually cost about as much as the air conditioner. So it wasn't cheap. And I hate spending that much money all at once in one place just for one thing. So I almost didn't get it, but I went ahead and I did. And as I was leaving Walmart, they had a little, it's one of those old Sunbelt rental places, which if you're not familiar with that, is where you can rent things like power washers, chainsaws, rototillers, just sort of any type of mechanical thing that you might only need to use once or twice, or use it just for one project and then not need it. So, you're not investing into a piece of equipment that you'll use once or twice and then never again. But anyway, the storefront of that rental has one of those expanding metal like locking cages to lock it up. And there was this gentleman standing there, and he was working on the lock, and I stopped and I looked, and he had his locksmith license, where you're supposed to have it. You're supposed to wear it in full view whenever you're on a job site. And anyway, I stopped and I said, "Oh, you're a locksmith." I said, I just submitted all my stuff to take my test. And he said, we talked a little bit, and he actually does have a brick and mortar shop in the area. And it's just him and I think one other guy, he said, that works there. He is about 82 years old. He told me he was 82, and he's been doing it for, decades. And so he invited me to come by his shop and talk with him. And the shop's only like maybe 15 minutes away from here. So I plan on doing that sometime soon. Hopefully I'll be able to catch him there between jobs. He said normally he stays in the shop and sends his other guy out to job sites, but he was out there for that one. So I'm, he told me a little bit about the State Locksmith Association and how they're trying to plan a meeting. Obviously with COVID, there's not been any meetings, but they're trying to get back into that. So anyway, hopefully, that might be a possibility for me. I don't know. But I plan on going by and talking with him just to, if anything, just to sit around and talk shop, that you can learn so much from doing that. And, I really, really do appreciate that. Let's see. Hey, Miko. Yeah, the laser pointer is very, very popular in my house. Definitely. Good morning, James. So, what are we going to do today? I didn't get any requests or suggestions. I did pull out a few locks. I don't know if y'all do it, but I do it. Where if you're watching TV, we talked about this last week, but if I'm watching television and I see there's a close up of a lock, I'm pretty sure I'm not the only one who does this, but I will actually pause the video and back it up frame by frame to see if I can tell what kind of lock there is. Tell what kind of lock it is if I can. And I saw one on a show the other day. It was an old Russwin. So I pulled out a Russwin cylinder. I don't think I picked this one on camera. I think I may have picked it. That's the bidding for it, so pretty good. Let's see. Put a laser light on a ceiling fan, put it on low. That's an idea. Night out, anytime. Fire away. Are you gonna have me do any practical studying or just knowledge studying? Let me know if I need to get anything specific. Yeah, night owl. That's pretty cool. Yeah. I wonder that too. Just because of the door hardware and stuff like that. And of course, what's really funny is how practically every part of the United States looks exactly like Southern California. That's always amazing to me. um, but anyway, let me turn the camera around to the vise. But Night Owl, you fire away with whatever you've got, and we can keep going with it. Okay, yeah, I've got that directory pulled up. Okay. So yeah, Night Owl is helping me. He actually has a copy of my study guide. So he is helping fire off some study questions. And I find it useful to have something to do while I'm being quizzed. So we're going to do that. Let's see. What would you expect to find a lock with code XR402 and who makes it? Probably that would be an automotive lock, would it not? Let's see, automotive. I could cheat and pull up code source, but I'm not going to have code source with me on the test. XR402. That would be yes, I am going back through the link just to see if I can see anything here. XR402. I'm going to say automotive. Not automotive. Okay. Not automotive. XR402. Would that be like a national brand wafer lock? Something like this, maybe? It won't be in the auto directory. Okay, I'm out of the auto directory. XR402. I'm gonna go with the national wafer lock. I guess that's my answer on that. Probably didn't get that one. Wafer lock, but not national. Okay. XR4. Not national. XR402. Would that be a Chicago? Or either Chicago lock or could it be the wouldn't be the Duo, would it? Wafer lock, but not national. Can't really. I don't know my lock codes like that. It is Chicago. Okay. Well, I guess that was sort of process of elimination. Because you have National and Chicago are the two like biggest like wafer lock companies, so you can get it down by process of elimination, I guess. Hey Jeff, good morning. We're in a study session. Just picking locks as we're studying for this test. See that. Look at how walled out that keyway is, but that is definitely a Yale style keyway. These are just random locks that I pulled to have something. Let's see, should have been XF, not XR. Steel case could, okay. Chicago steel case. Okay. So that would be on, you'd find that what, like on a toolbox or something. Something like that. Okay. All right. All right, what's our next one, Night Owl? Steel case is office furniture. Okay, office furniture. You know, I think I made a key for one of those, actually. It was that one Jason did the video on how to... You and Jason both did videos on how to remove the plug from that lock. Yeah, that old furniture lock. That was like... God, that was like a year ago. Over a year ago, maybe. Correct ignition timing on a 55 Bel Air 327. No. I would say that the correct timing is whatever the mechanic says that it needs to be. Ignition timing is not my thing. Okay. This lock here is being stubborn. There we go. What are the possible causes of a key not being able to be removed from a lock? Jeff, is it from Airplane 2? Possible causes of a key not being able to be removed from a lock. Actually, glad you said that. We have one of those here. Let's see. The possible causes are... That's right, my cousin Vinny. Possible causes... could be that the lock was pinned incorrectly and has trapped the key. It could be if the lock is mounted, it could be something has blocked block the key from being able to return to the pull-out point. In other words, there's something on the back keeping it from turning all the way back to where the pins can move up in the chambers. It could be a broken spring. This one, let's see, Jason sent me this one. Correct on one. Okay, yeah. Repinned incorrectly. This one, I don't know what is going on with it. One more big one. Not balanced. Key not being able to be removed. Let's see, pinned incorrectly would cover putting springs in there. Like accidentally putting 2 springs in there. It's the other big one. Using the incorrect key. Yeah. If me, super glue. Yeah, that's a possibility. Okay. That other big one. I'm looking at this guy, trying to think of what could be causing it to be stuck. Wrong key, almost. Key becoming stuck in the lock. Let's see. When the wrong key, incorrectly pinned, spring getting tangled with the pins, a foreign object having been stuck in there before putting the key in, some sort of foreign object. Assume the key is correct, operating key. So foreign object would be about the only other thing I could think of. Can cause the chambers to misalign. Not having the tail cap on it. Turning it, this one's racking my brain. Prevent key insertion. Cause chambers to misalign. And be the plug not being secured at the back and getting pushed out the front just enough. Okay. Exceeding maximum stack height, broken parts obstructing. Okay, cool. As far as fixing this one, it is jammed up. I'm going to go with probably a foreign body obstruction, but I'll put a tail cap on here. Just to see. I don't have my bag of tricks in here. This may be a Wednesday project. All right, what's our next one, Night Owl? I guess corrosion. This thing here probably would give some trouble trying to open. That needs some lubrication. Okay, you're talking G-key man, you're talking like a trap key. Yeah. Dana, have you tried tapping it? Like tapping on the key to see if it'll sort of bump it loose? Yeah, this thing needs some Houdini. Badly cut. Yeah. Like having a really, really deep cut that exceeds max. That would probably do it. Schlage style key and knob cylinder. What might cause the plug to be difficult to turn or only be able to turn less than 90 degrees? That again would be a cylinder cap or a plug cap, because you can have it where the pin, the cap pin on the back has worn down, and it allows the cylinder cap to tighten to the point to where you can't turn it. It would either be that. Well, yeah, that would be my first guess. With one of these, if you can't turn it fully, it would be the retaining pin in the back has worn down and allowed the cap to over tighten. Used a hammer lightly. Okay. Huh. You sprayed some lube in there, Dana, and tapped it. Okay. Correct. Okay. Alrighty. Came that way from the flea market, but it just won't come out. The pins are loosened up in this guy, but I think that face needs some work there. Let's see, a slaughter and what you use it for. A slaughter is a special key cutting machine that typically has a blade that is straight on. It's not a beveled blade. And you would use it to cut notches in a flat steel key, typically used for safe deposit boxes. Yeah, there should be a release for it. That's kind of weird, Dana. Hmm. So we got two to work on here. This one. This will be a Wednesday project, I believe. All right. Yes, to cut bit or barrel keys as well, instead of filing them out by hand. Yeah, that you would use a slaughter for that as well, or could. Yeah, Dana, I would try Houdini, which you can buy it at Lowe's Hardware now. It's this stuff right here. Super slick stuff. It's over in the section where they keep the WD-40. But just look for this can, and it's the same thing as Houdini, just in a different can. But yeah, I would give them a try. I'd give it a squirt of that just to see. What type of, let's see. Morning, Fred. Key will only come out where the housing has a space for the wafers to move. Yeah. What type of lock is required on a school janitor's closet? That'd be a storeroom function lock, wouldn't it? That way you can't accidentally forget to lock it back after you get all the chemicals. I believe it's storeroom function. It's what I remember in the schools when I was working there. Storeroom function is also not a lock that you would want to put on your house, because then you would definitely need that HIDA key. Yeah, Rune. We around the schools they do take locks pretty seriously, and I have to give them that. When I was working as a school officer, we had pretty good. They had a pretty good lock system built on Corbin Russwin, but they had the Emhart high security on the outside, and then regular Corbin on the inside. How creepy the janitor is. Yeah, that's true too. Who determines the exit device requirements for a facility? Oh, that's the AHJ, or authority having jurisdiction, which could be either like your fire marshal or your building inspector or code enforcement officer, whoever locally has the jurisdiction over entry-exit devices or exit devices. They're the ones who determines what kind you need. And this little cylinder here is putting up a fight. This is just a Marx cylinder, I believe. Yeah. Now here in North Carolina, it is the Office of the State Fire Marshal are the ones who determine building codes like that. What are the three main? Okay. What are the three main requirements for hotel guest room entry doors? They must be. I know they must be fire resistant for up to a certain amount of time. They have to be ADA compliant, so they have to have lever handles. And on exit, it has to retract all the bolts, like retract the deadbolt and the latch in one movement. There can't be a separate movement to unlock everything. You have to be able just to push down on the lever and exit out the door. Fred, good luck with that. Hope your youngin' has a good birthday today. Good luck with your family. Let's see. There's probably something else that I'm forgetting about. Good morning, Dennis. To answer Dennis's question, they all have to equal 23. Not quite what you were looking for. Entry doors. Hotel entry doors. Have to be able to unlock completely when from the inside exiting. Has to be a way for a Let's see. Management having weigh in, that doesn't count. Self. 2 of the 3 start with self. Okay. Self-locking, so it automatically locks whenever the door closes, which can be inconvenient sometimes, especially if you forget items of clothing and it's late at night. Let's see. Self-locking, trying to think. That's the first one. That's about the only one I can come up with. Other than that, and unlocking automatically, self-latching, overthinking it. Okay, overthinking it. Self-latching. Okay. Self-latching. Self-closing. Fred. So, let's see. Night Owl, I'm drawing a blank on the rest of it. I am drawing a blank on it. Self-closing, self-latching. Okay. And is the unlock in one motion? Is that it? Always locked from the outside. Okay. Gotcha. So self-latching, self-closing, and always locked from the outside. Okay. All right. I got you there. Dennis, for your question, I'm going to agree with James and say 6 pounds of pressure. All right, Night Owl, fire off with the next one. This guy's making me mad. Single motion egress. That's a much better term than what I was using. Okay. When comparing locks, you use the ANSI function number to make sure that they have the same function. Use the ANSI number for that. And Fred, Night Owl had asked about hotel guest room doors. So that's where all that was going to. not the school doors. I was on a roll with some of these locks, but alrighty. Alright, what's our next one, Night Owl? We'll do a couple more, and then we'll wrap it up for this morning. There's one more thing I wanted to talk about, actually, before we get done. After I turn the camera around. One 160 and 161 prep. The difference between one is 160 and 161 prep. That's the back set. 2 3/4 versus 2 3/8 inch back set. And is that correct? It's the back set, and the deeper back set you would expect to see like in a commercial setting. I've read that one before, but I do not remember it. Chat's faster today. Yeah. Yeah, I'm enjoying doing this sort of quiz study session. I'm really enjoying it. It's making me think, which is why we've got that burnt rubber smell in the air. Okay, cool. The back set and that it was used. Okay. All right, let's do one more. Night Owl. On a commercial building, you can use a grade 3, upgrade 2, or grade 1. Commercial, you would use grade 1, because grade 3 is residential. First test question, what's your name? I actually did misspell my my middle name on a test one time. AA1, AAB, and GMK. That is, those are all examples of master keying. And you would use AA1 or AAB to denote certain change keys belonging to groups, mastered groups, and then GMK is Grandmaster key, which would be a top level key. You could also have a GGMK, which would be Great Grandmaster key, which would be the very top key for a mastered system. Alrighty. Alright, so y'all just watch me pick, and yes, I'm loving this this quiz, but I want to go ahead and get turned around. That way we can have time to get ready for Jason's live, and very close. AA1 change key, AAB would be low level. Okay, low level master key. Yeah, Dana, we flew by today. This has been really fun. And Night Owl, again, thank you. Dennis, thank you for throwing in your questions. Night Owl, we may have to try something for next week if we can do it. I'll message you an idea. We can see if we can have some sort of something cool. I think you're probably thinking what I'm thinking, maybe, but I will message you later today, and we can talk about it. But again, thank you for quizzing me. I know you've got my study guide, so I really appreciate you doing that. It's a huge help to have that sort of get my brain sort of in gear, because I've read over it, and I've learned so much from videos and chats and asking questions and stuff, but just to have it asked to me in a good question form like that really helps me sort of solidify that information when it comes to testing purposes. Because I'm one of those people that if I read it, I understand it. If I hear it or see it, I understand it that way. But in order for me to put it onto paper, I have to see it and hear it, if that makes any sense. Well, good morning, lockpicking lawyer. Glad you're here. Learned. Yeah, James, the dogs never care if it's a bill. Dana, no, we won't be doing another Friday live. That was just for this past week with the Easter weekend. My schedule will be back to normal this coming week, so I'll be on Wednesday, but I know you work Wednesday morning, so I may do it in the afternoon on Wednesday. That seemed to be pretty cool yesterday. So we'll look at doing it Wednesday afternoon, and just kind of see what happens there. Yeah, we know LPL couldn't type that much because he has his hands full with an 18-inch long Johnson. Yeah. That was a good one, Rune. Love that video, by the way, LPL. The one thing that I wanted to go over real quick before we wind up the video today is if y'all hadn't seen or heard about it, King Street Rob, who was always over on Jason's lives and his videos. He came to a couple of my lives. Anyway, he passed away the end of February. And if you haven't, if you haven't seen it yet, go check out Jason's tribute video to it. He did a very, very good job, and he brought up something in that video that I think would be, as far as us staying in contact with each other, a lot of us do. I know, like Night Owl, he and I and Rune will kind of, direct message sometimes, but I think it would be a really cool idea for us in our community to have like a lock sport buddy system. Just I imagine that it's there somewhat, but just have like a buddy, somebody that you can email with or text with. Ronald and I, we text all the time, but just somebody that you can have in the community that you feel comfortable talking with, and then that way, if something does happen, you've got somebody you can contact to say, hey, this is what's going on. Would you, please let people know. That way we don't just disappear. That way we've got somebody who's always there just to, just to kind of keep in touch, not trying to stay in each other's business or anything like that, but, just somebody to buddy up with, somebody to let, that you can keep in touch with and say, hey, I'm good. Are you good? Okay, you're good. Great. We're both good. And, just kind of tag team it back and forth like that. And then that way, if something does happen, we've got a way that, we can know about, we can pull together, help, send thoughts, prayers, all that good stuff. We can be there because we are a really, really great community. I mean, the diverseness, the backgrounds, everything, and we come together over this. So let's keep that up, and let's have our let's see if we can't do a buddy system, and that way we can all kind of stick together. So yeah, that was my idea. Anyway, let's see here. Alrighty. Yeah, Rune, I remember that too. Everybody went looking for you. But yeah, I mean, it was very sad about King Street. And, it's like Fred says, I've got somebody, my best friend, has all my passwords and, it knows to log in and say, hey, something's going on. If something serious does go on where I'm still able to communicate myself, then I'm going to send that out to a couple people, if I can't post it or make a video or anything like that, obviously. But and I do have that backup plan, but I think having just a buddy system to where we can check in with each other, that way we know that at least one person's checking in on another person. So, I think if we could do that and sort of pull together like that, I'm going to mention that over at Jason's Lives. If I forget to, or y'all start talking about it, y'all bring it up too. But yeah, I think that'd be pretty cool to do. Just a little bit of, just a security blanket. So anyway, Chris Arnold. No, I have not. Um, I've not heard anything or seen anything from him. Um, oh wow, that's wild, Fred. Yeah, Brian Grant. I don't think I knew of him. Wow. Hmm. Yeah, that's sad. And I know, log sport is one of those things where people kind of come in and come out. They'll come in and be really hot and heavy and make all these videos and everything, and then they'll get burned out and move on to other hobbies and stuff, and that's fine. I understand that. I understand that it takes a lot to sit down and do videos, especially on a regular schedule. That's like, with LPL, he churns out videos every week on a regular schedule. And, that's pretty impressive to do that. And, so I understand some people can kind of feel like they need to churn out videos like that. You don't. If you've not done videos, you don't need to worry about doing that. Just one or two is fine. Whenever you feel like it. If you don't feel like doing videos, then don't do videos. But you're still welcome in our community, and still, ask questions, leave comments, come to the lives and stuff, and you know. But anyway, it's just an idea, just to look out for each other. The world needs more of that these days. So, hopefully it's something we can make happen. I think if, I think that would be pretty good. Alrighty, folks. So let's go ahead and wind this up today. I don't have any. I don't have anything to really end it up on other than that. Jeez, I should have found a joke or something to end it on an up note. But anyway, all right, y'all. So let's go and get ready for Jason's live. He'll be on in about 50 minutes, a little less than an hour. So go. Get your drink refills, get comfortable, whatever you got to do, and we'll see you over there. So, again, thank you, Night Owl, for the study session. We'll be doing it again, I'm sure, and I'll get with you on my idea for kind of what I've got in mind maybe for next week, if we can do it next week or at some point. But anyway. Alrighty, y'all. Well, have a great Easter weekend. Be careful. Don't drink and drive. If you don't have to get out and drive, don't. This weekend always makes me nervous. Just working, having worked it so many times. Anyway, so just be careful. Stay healthy. Stay happy. Stay safe.